Hi guys, you know what time it is? It's Tech with Ningan. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda Ochin, and today I'll be walking through how to create an EC2 instance. This will be the easiest video you would ever watch on how to create an EC2 instance. So the first thing I want to do is to go to my Omni search bar and type EC2, and this will pop up, right? When I click on the left-hand side of my screen, I can see instances. And when I click on it, I currently have 2 instances on my AWS platform, and they are both stopped. So I'll be creating a fresh instance. So I'll just click on this drop down and click on launch instances to create a new instance. So now I have this view. It's asking me to launch an instance, of course, and it's asking for a name. I want to name this my new VM, my new virtual machine. And I'll have to choose an operating system I want this application to run on, because, of course, you know, your VM or your EC2 instance is just like a laptop. So you have to configure it, just like when you go to maybe a laptop market to buy a laptop, you need to have specifications of what you want. So for this instance, I want it to be an Ubuntu operating system. It's asking for an image, for a machine image, and I'll just leave it as the default setting, although I can choose any other one I want. Please, if you're using a free tier account, try to leverage on free tier. So I'll just leave this as the default setting, which is Ubuntu server 24.04 LTS. Then I would want to choose an instance type. I'll still leave this as default because it's a free tier. Then when I scroll down, it's asking for a key pair. I have existing key pairs, and if you have one, you can easily just choose that. That's if your key pair is saved on your local machine. But if it's not saved on your local machine, it's best advised to create a new key pair. So for the course of this video, I'll be creating a new key pair. So when I click on that, it asks me to add a key pair name. So I'll say my VM key. And the purpose of this key pair is it's a way for you to securely connect to your virtual machine. It's like, let me just use a layman's word, a password for a way for you to connect to your VM. So if you don't have this key pair, there's no way you can connect to your virtual machine. So I'll just leave it at the default setting, RSA, and the format should be .pem. So I'll click on create key pair. So when I create my key pair, you can see it has downloaded here. So this new key pair right now is on this virtual machine. If I log into a new laptop, let's say if I'm using a new physical device, and I do not have this key pair on that device, I will not be able to log into this virtual machine. I would have to find a way to bring it to the new laptop for me to have access to my virtual machine. I hope that makes sense. So I can just continue. That's automatically chosen the new key pair I created. So I can go to the network settings, and I can either create a new security group here, or I can select existing security group. Let's try what AWS has already pre-configured for us. So this would allow SSH traffic, and SSH traffic is where you're using a terminal, for instance, Bash or PowerShell. It will allow traffic. So let's just use this and see how this goes. Then we have the storage, which I will leave as the default settings, and you can just leave these advanced details. You don't really need to do so much. So I can just click on launch instance over here. So our instance has been successfully created, and let's go back to our instance and try to connect to it. And when I refresh, I should be able to see the new instance we created. Of course, this is it, my new VM, and it's still in a pending state. So we'll have to hold on a bit to let it, of course, that started running. So I'll click on the instance, and we have all of this. So the first thing I want to do is let's try to connect to our instance using a terminal. As I told you, the SSH is for you to connect to a terminal like Bash or PowerShell, but I'll be using Bash to connect to this instance in just a minute. So I'll click on connect, and AWS is gracious enough to have made life easy for us. We have some steps for us to be able to connect. So it tells us to open an SSH client, locate the private key, which is that key pair we created that I told you if you don't have it on your local machine, you may not be able to successfully connect to your virtual machine. Then I'll just go and open a terminal. I'm using Bash for this. So this is Bash. And what's the net? So it's telling us that we can easily just, let's locate our key pair. So currently, I want to check the current directory I am in. This command is to check the present working directory. And when I click enter, so right now I'm in users, Linda, and I can just easily cd into downloads. And now I'm in downloads. And if you remember, while we were creating the key pair, it showed a sign over here that our key pair was being downloaded. So of course it will be in our downloads. So while I'm in download right now, I can now come back here and copy this command. This command is telling me to SSH into it is using the key pair we created, and our VM is an Ubuntu VM, and this is the public IP address, sorry, the public DNS. And that way, when I paste this command over here and I push enter, it's asking, are you sure you want to? Of course, I want to continue connecting. So I will say yes. And I am now on a virtual laptop. So I can come here and still, just like I did on my physical laptop when I was trying to go into the download folder, I can still come to my virtual machine and go into the download folder. So when I click on present working directory, where am I? I'm in home Ubuntu. If you remember in the previous one, it was showing me I was in users leader, but now I'm in home Ubuntu. Let's try another command. Let's try to probably create a folder in our virtual machine. So I will just say, make a directory, mkdir, and call it. If you remember, we are in home. Here we are in home Ubuntu. So whatever, we're in home Ubuntu. So whatever directory I'll be making, know that it will be /home/Ubuntu/ whatever file name I'm calling it. So I want to make a directory and call it probably Linda. When I push enter, and I now go back and check, okay, let me now cd into Linda. Let me enter into the directory I just created called Linda. So when I cd into Linda, right, and I ask present working directory, you can see now I'm in home Ubuntu Linda.
So guys, thank you for joining me on this one. Like, share, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.